stopped dead in his tracks.
They were like, you have to pull over the truck, stop the truck.
A trucker with a surprise license suspension.
I had to pay a ticket that I never committed or knew about.
On a mission to find out how this happened.
There's no judge signature, there's no stamp, there's nothing.
A court date he never attended.
I can't talk about any impending or pending case.
How can the court note in the official record that you were here and pled guilty?
I told you, they had an invisible person.
That trucker is still out thousands of dollars after a court hearing over a simple speeding ticket for 5 miles over the limit. Chesterfield County court records show Jaquel Bethay was inside a courtroom in January and pleaded guilty to a minor traffic offense. But he wasn't there. He was sick with COVID when this all went down and turned to Queen City News for help. To find out how this happened, here's Chief Investigator Jody Barr with our Unlucky Break investigation.
The state of South Carolina versus me, and I still don't got my license because I had to wait now.
Jaquel Bethay's trucking company called with some pretty bad news.
That's why I got the phone call, and they were like, you have to pull over the truck, stop the truck.
The company got a notice 2 weeks ago that his commercial driver's license was suspended, but they didn't know why. After hours on hold with the DMV, Bethay learned he had apparently pleaded guilty to a traffic offense out of Chesterfield County on January 12th, but he was nowhere near the courtroom that day.
We never thought about the news, but I seen some other situations where people contact the news and the news is helping them to get out situations, and we can't afford a lawyer. And we wanted some type of help and somebody to sympathize with us on what's going on because we didn't know what to do.
Bethay drove down from Charlotte and walked into the Chesterfield County Magistrate's office to figure out what happened. We followed him in to find out too.
Jaquel,
Yes?
I did get your other payment this morning.
The payment for the ticket?
Last December, a Chesterfield County deputy stopped Bethay and ticketed him for running 40 in a 35. Bethay had a court date set for January 12th. 2 days before his hearing, this lab test shows Bethay was diagnosed with COVID. He asked the court to reschedule the hearing.
1/12/2022, I had COVID. I was sick. I never came to this court date, and we faxed on the 10th about me not coming to this court date due to COVID.
The state's judicial database shows Chesterfield County held a hearing anyway, where the speeding ticket was dismissed. But the system also shows Bethay pled guilty to a new charge filed during that hearing.
This ticket right here, failure to possess registration card on 12/9/2021, that's not the ticket. This is a whole different ticket that I know nothing about. They had me plead guilty to it. I don't understand how this got like this.
Bethay says his wife called the day of the hearing to find out the new court date.
They said that that charge was dismissed. They never mentioned that another ticket was wrote to us. And that's the most I got from this.
When you call a court and they say your charge is dismissed, what did that mean to you?
I'm free to go. Like, it's done. You good to go. That's what it means to me. The fee that you said, that the notice that they sent me, do they have that notice here?
Because they mail it to you.
So y'all don't keep a copy of the notice?
We mail it to you.
The magistrate's office could not produce a single record related to his case. Not the faxed-in COVID test, either of the traffic tickets, or even the letters notifying Bethay of his new charge and the $155 fine.
But I need a copy of the notice that they sent to me.
Oh, I don't have that.
So nobody have a copy of a notice, but then I'm being told a notice was sent to me.
Yes. You should have it.
But you should have it also.
No, I should only what I send you. I can't keep up everything that I send you. We don't keep a copy. There's no point in us keeping a copy of it.
So how do y'all prove that y'all sent somebody a notice? Huh?
It's in our system.
So you should have a copy of the notice in the system. But you still don't have a copy. So it don't matter if you're telling me that you sent the notice. You can't prove to me that you sent it.
And I can't prove that I didn't.
You know, and so he say she say then that's an issue.
No, because I'm telling you we did send it.
Not even the county's chief magistrate could tell Bethay what happened.
Anybody can go in the system and say I sent something, but not really did it. But a copy of it.
Hey, I understand totally. I'm with you. But what we probably need to do, and what we may do, once we get with the officer, we can reopen it.
218.
and get that corrected. We can do something like that. But we got to find out, we got to do our tracking. Because I'm just not, like I was explaining to him, I'm just not getting abreast of this. So I got to do what I need to do to get you corrected.
We followed Bethea to the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office to see if the deputy could explain what happened.
January 12th, she called back again because she's trying to be on top of my case to figure out what's going on. She called back again. They told her that my charge was dismissed.
Chesterfield County Sheriff J.D. Dixon told Bethea an attorney named J.R. Joyner called and asked the deputy to dismiss the $76 two-point speeding ticket. In exchange, Bethea would plead guilty to the $155 failure to possess a registration violation. Bethea contends he never asked the attorney to do anything for him, that he only called the attorney to find out his options. Bethea says after the attorney quoted him $250 to handle the case, he decided to ask to have the hearing rescheduled until after he recovered from COVID.
A failure to possess registration card, found guilty on January 12th.
The sheriff later came back from the judge's office with a document.
No, there's no judge signature, there's no stamp, there's nothing.
A document the court could not produce less than an hour earlier. The letter claims Bethea was found guilty of the registration card violation and had 2 weeks to pay a $155 fine, or he'd end up with an arrest warrant.
Because I don't even think the judge knows of this order. I feel they just made this today.
Chief Magistrate John Melton told Bethea and us he's never seen this form before.
I don't even know. I'm going to find out.
We followed Bethea back to the judge's office.
I just have a few questions. Your deputy sheriff just came and brought this to me. Where's the judge's signature if this is a copy?
This is not a copy. I just printed that off the screen to show him what was sent out to the address.
So this is not a copy from the judge?
I just printed this out. I think he said he brought it to your attention too, that you had an attorney, you did contact an attorney.
I never had an attorney. I had a consultation with an attorney.
Yes.
I never had an attorney for this case.
So your attorney didn't
represent me. Nobody represented me.
He called you. He didn't
say
anything. All I can tell you is what we can do going forward. When the judge comes back, I'm gonna see if we can reopen all these cases. You get a court date, and you come to court.
Nobody can explain to me what's going on. The sheriff can't, the judge can't, you can't. Nobody can explain to me what's going on. Because now I'm losing money. Can the judge call me? Is the judge going to give me my $155 back? Is the judge going to go back and take this off my record? Is the judge going to go back and fix all this stuff that's happened to me in the last couple of hours? Is the judge going to do that? Can the judge give me my life back today? I'm out of a job. I have children. I have a wife to support.
The chief magistrate told us he'd have Vivian Patrick, the judge who decided the case, call us back to explain what happened. A week passed, and Judge Patrick never returned our call.
Good morning, Judge Patrick.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Jody Barr with Fox out of Charlotte. I've been, Judge Melton told me you'd be calling me back last week regarding the Jaquel Bethea case.
I can't talk about any impending case. Court administration, based on our judicial canons, I can't talk about any pending or impending cases.
We found the judge outside the courthouse.
Well, how can a defendant who is not in court, his attorney is not in court, enter a guilty plea in your court?
I can't talk about any pending or impending cases.
Yes.
Jaquel Bethea paid the $155 fine so he could get his license back.
I understand that. I understand everything that you're saying.
That happened hours after our courthouse visit. But not before missing 2 days of work, fines, and time that cost him nearly $2,000.
I'm not going to lose my job for doing 5 miles over. 5 miles, I still got a job. I would have paid $76. It wouldn't matter. And so, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I lost a lot of money dealing with these people. But back working.
Deputy Clay Sykes tells me he spoke with attorney J.R. Joyner, who he assumed was working for Bethea. And the lawyer told the deputy Bethea would plead guilty to the registration violation charge. The deputy confirmed he agreed to the settlement. The deputy also confirmed neither Jaquel Bethea nor his attorney was in the courtroom when the judge accepted the guilty plea. I've asked attorney J.R. Joyner for records showing whether he was hired, but Joyner would not answer, citing attorney-client privilege. Joyner also did not respond to those same questions sent to him by Jaquel Bethea. Chief Magistrate John K. Melton, who said he'd reopen the cases, told me in a call last week he's now, quote, staying far away from this and will not discuss it or how his staff handled this court case.
Well, for more exclusive investigations from Chief Investigator Jody Barr, you can head to Queen City News Investigates. That's the section on our website at qcnews.com.